Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the July 15th, 2019 regular business board meeting. At this time, I'm going to take audience recognition, that is comments, on action items only. So if there is a comment or question about action on item, something we're taking a vote on, please come sign in with Ms. LaPera. I don't see anybody, so we will move on. And I'd like to approve the attached minutes from the Board of School Directors meetings, the June 10th regular business board meeting, and accept the following committee meeting minutes, the July 11th facilities and purchasing. Are there any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? The motion passes. I will turn it over to Mr. Copeland for an update.
Thank you, Dr. Gilbert. Just a few updates. Congratulations are in order for the 24 Lower Merion High School TSA students who competed at the National TSA Conference. The ACEs claimed 5 second-place finalists, 2 additional top 10 finishes. More than 250,000 students nationwide compete for a chance to go to the national conference each year. Also want to congratulate 4 Lower Merion bus drivers who were among 95 competitors at the 43rd Annual Pennsylvania State School Bus Safety Competition. Congratulations to Beth McGowan, who placed second, John Welsh, who placed third, and Kimberly Bringhurst, who placed 7th in the Transit Division. Stephen Hallman was a top 20 finisher in the Conventional Division. And a couple of important reminders. Lower Merion School District is among the sponsors of the LM Summer Cafe, a free summer lunch and fun program at Ardmore Presbyterian Church. Any child under the age of 18 is welcome to stop by Monday through Thursday from noon until 2. Finally, all parents, guardians, and community members interested in volunteering in our schools during the upcoming school year need to fill out a volunteer application in our new Raptor volunteer management system. You can find more information about the process on our website. And that completes my remarks. And I'm still talking. Under Human Resources, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approve the attached human resource actions HR 1 through HR 3.
Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes.
Under Educational Services, I'd like to take items A through D in one motion, unless there's objection.
I'd like to remove item D and do that separately, please. As I need to abstain from that one.
Sure. Then I'll take items A through C. The administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approve the renewal of the contract with Dr. Tara Doty for professional development in the 2019-2020 school year in the not-to-exceed amount of $25,000. Also approve, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the renewal of Power School Evaluation core license for the 2019-2020 school year in the amount of $26,786.66. And the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the renewal of the Power School Performance Tracker and Bubble Reader contract for the 2019-2020 school year in the amount of $31,648.17, subject to solicitor review of terms and conditions. Also, just a quick note, there were some date changes in Tara Doty's contract. There were some additional dates, just some omissions, but no change in the dollar figure at all from what we reviewed at the Finance and Facilities Committee.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
I did have one question. For Power School, just some clarification. So there's one core license and then there are specific sub-areas?
I believe that's true. Power School has recently procured several other smaller companies, so we're starting to see like Power School that was formerly Performance Tracker, and we're seeing Power School that was formerly People Admin. So they're buying up all these different companies, and so we're actually trying to work through those name changes ourselves as well.
George, do we get any economies of scale for all the I guess, all the usage of a power school for a district as large as ours?
Well, we're really not as large as some of their other customers.
Okay.
But we can certainly take a look at, like, now that we have several different modules, is there any type of economy of scale there?
Okay.
And certainly, Vic and I can take a look at that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? The motion passes.
And finally, under D, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the contract with Qualtrics for the 2019-2020 school year in the amount of $8,500.
Okay, are there any questions? Do you have a motion to approve? Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
I abstain.
I think you have to read why you're, you have to turn on your, sorry.
I apologize, I forgot to tell the reason. I will abstain because Qualtrics is a subsidiary of my employer, SAP. So for ethical reasons, I must abstain.
I abstain as my spouse, Thomas Lynch, works for SAP, so I abstain for potential conflict of interest as well.
Okay. But we have 2 abstentions and the rest are voting yes, so I think the motion passes.
Correct.
Great.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Excuse me, under Student Services, I'd like to take items A through E in one motion, unless there's an objection. And so the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the student service items as listed, agreement for students receiving non-district educational services, SS1 through SS21. Further, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached Maxim Healthcare Services contract to provide licensed certified healthcare providers for the 2019-20 school year at the rates specified. Also, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached full-service training agreement with American Red Cross for training for district instructional aides through the 2019-20 school year per the attached fee schedule. The administration, under D, recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached independent consulting contract with Amy Barnett for literacy specialist Wilson training for the 2019-20 school year for a not-to-exceed amount of $25,000. Finally, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached independent consulting contract with Dr. Timothy A. Woods in the not-to-exceed amount of $35,000 for physician services from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The motion passes, and we are now going to have a report of the July 11th Facilities and Purchasing Committee meeting by Mr. Driscoll.
Thank you, Dr. Gilbert. As she stated, we met this past Thursday in this room and began by reviewing and recommending for approval a list of bills. We then reviewed and recommended for approval the following district contracts: the one with Amy Barnett, not to exceed $25,000; the one with Timothy Woods, not to exceed $35,000; the American Red Cross for various rates but estimated cost $26,530 to provide first aid classes for staff. Maximum Healthcare Services, again at various rates. This is a renewal contract to provide health professionals on an as-needed basis when the district is unable to provide such services. We did discuss the Qualtrics contract at $8,500. This is a new contract for Qualtrics to provide surveys and analytics around those surveys and support the strategic plan. I did recuse myself from all conversations at the facilities meeting. Power School for the contract for growth plans, $26,786.66. Renewal contract for software to provide evaluations for administrative staff and professional staff. Power School Performance Tracker and Bubble Reader, which we discussed at $31,646.17. And also the contract with Terra Doty, not to exceed $25,000. New contracts: Power School, the United Talent Perform, $12,250. Software program to allow the district to conduct online staff evaluations versus the paper version used today. Kronos, $58,274.67, renewal contract for the software tool that manages some staff's time and attendance. Huddle, $9,400, a contract for a camera mounted in the Lower Merion High School gymnasiums to record practices and games for analysis. Packages also include breakdown of outdoor sports when the district can record them and upload to the Huddle site. Tools Forever, $8,096, renewal contract that allows employees and students to create network and Google accounts and manages synchronization between the two. Netrix, $13,673, annual maintenance and support contract for software that tracks activity on district-owned servers to assist in identifying potential problematic behavior. Springhouse Education Consulting, $7,800, to provide training on Windows 10 to approximately 120 support staff as the district transitions over from Windows 7. Turnitin, $13,093.99, software program to check for accuracy and possible plagiarism in student work. My Turn to Drive will pay the district $2,400 to rent classroom space in both high schools in the fall and the spring to provide classroom driver education to our students. Chester Valley Engineers, 2 individual work orders, one not to exceed $25,000. This one will be to assist the district in reviewing the advertised township zoning changes, determine any impact on the existing Lmsb real estate holdings. Second one for increase of not to exceed $5,000. As the order of the demolition of the buildings at 1860 West Montgomery Avenue has been adjusted, a change in the minor grading permit is required, and this contract will support that work. We then had 3 change orders, an increase of $2,360 for additional soil stabilization and tree protection as required by the township at 1860 West Montgomery. Increase of $151,436 and an extension of 53 days to allow for the demolition company to do lead level demolition and recycling material at 1860 Montgomery Avenue. And then an increase of $12,000 for additional repaving of a shared road at Gladwin Elementary. Approximately 250 feet of the driveway lead to Gladwin is owned by the township and was not repaved when the township recently repaved the section closest to Riders Mill Road. As the district is already an existing contract and work underway, it was most efficient for the district to repave that 250 feet now and do a change order and then be reimbursed by the township later, which has all been worked out. That concluded our meeting, and our next meeting will be August 15th at 8:30 in this room. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Driscoll. Mr. Orlando?
The Business Office and Finance section, I'd like to take items B through F and H in one motion. The administration recommends the Board of School Directors approve the following action items: the list of bills, approve the financial report for June 2019, acknowledge receipt of the fourth quarter student activities report, accept with pleasure pursuant to policy 702 the following gifts: $34,000 from Kinwood Home and School Association to the Kinwood Elementary School, $20,000 to be used for collaborative workspaces and the rating balance for 2 monitors to be installed in the school lobby, $6,880 from the Walsh Valley Home and School Association to the Walsh Valley Middle School for signage in the entry lobby link and gymnasium entry windows, $3,975 from the parents of the 4th and 5th grade students at Penn Valley Elementary School to the Computer for Challenge program for purchase of computers for the the Penn Valley Gifted Support Program. Century Path System valued at $1,500 from Gladwin's 5th grade class to Gladwin Elementary's kindergarten and 1st grade wing to support students in need of sensory breaks. Up to $4,000 from Belmont Hills Home and School Association for Chromebooks at Belmont Hills Elementary School. A laminator valued at $1,795 from Penwyn Home and School Association to Penwyn Elementary School, and $96.98 from King's Children's Book World towards the Lower Merion School District 2019-20 Jazz and Friends Family Event. Approve the proposal for professional services regarding property assessment appeals from Valbridge Advisors, Lukens and Wolf LLC in the form presented, and authorizes assessment appeals for the properties presented to the board pursuant to policy 605, and declare surplus equipment as surplus property and authorize the disposition thereof.
Thank you, and on behalf of the board, we'd like to thank the HSAs from Kinwood, Penn Valley, Gladwin, Penwyn, and Welsh Valley, I think I got everybody, as well as Children's Book World for their generous donations. Are there any questions? Sure, go ahead.
Thanks. So $34,000 is coming from the Kinwood HSA, and that's kind of bigger than we usually see. Can you describe in a little more detail exactly what they're doing and what kind of monitors you're talking about? Is that computer monitors, or that's an awful lot of money for a monitor? Or people, like hall monitors?
I can speak generically to monitors that we install. Without looking at the quote to know specifically what it is they're ordering, but
So it looks like $7,000 for each.
yes, that's absolutely right. With the installation and the speakers and the control boxes, and they're typically around $7,000 for a complete setup.
Okay, so like that monitor that's in the back there?
More complex than that, actually, because there's like a low box that a teacher can connect a computer to. It's also connected to speakers in the ceiling, so it's a fairly nice setup in terms of monitors and interactivity.
Okay, and then the other 20,000, Jim, do you have any idea of, is that structural changes that they're making to the lobby?
It's collaborative works.
It's identified as used to fund collaborative workspaces, so it doesn't, to me, it does not appear to be anything related to the lobby. To me, it looks like they're doing some interior fit out and fit up work, maybe some furnishings, fixtures and equipment for a workspace within the building.
Okay, so the two monitors for the lobby and the workspaces, I read that as the workspaces and the monitors were going in the lobby. So we don't know exactly what that is?
You know, if I didn't look into
Yeah.
it with that level of specificity.
It just seems
I
like
can-
20 grand is a lot of money.
I can offer, I know one of the monitors, they want walkers to be able to see it, the parents of walkers to be able to see it. So like, I know one of them is going to be facing, actually, I think, towards the field, so that.
Right, the monitors, I understand
Okay,
now.
okay.
They're not like hall monitors. But I don't know, I just thought 20 grand was an awful lot, and that before we dove in, we should know exactly what we're getting. But I mean, I'm grateful for the donation, it just seems a
I
lot.
actually think that for having just done a room in my office space for collaborative for undergraduates, it seems in line with the kinds of furnishings and stuff, but I have no idea. I'm
Right, so they
saying-
didn't make structural changes to your
No,
office? They
it was
just brought in
just- it was-
furniture and stuff?
The letter just says that this includes, but it's not limited to, flexible seating, work environment, and sensory supports. So my understanding, typically when these go through, they are vetted through the principal as to what exactly they're going to do in there, which that's my understanding. All these have been vetted through, so we can find out more details, but that's basically what happened.
Well, excuse me, Vic, is this for the maker space in the library, or is this something else?
Something else.
Something else?
Yeah. This is at Kenwood,
Gladwin has the maker space.
correct, in the library.
I mean, I do think we've talked before about the need to, that we're grateful for the contributions from the HSAs, but also the need to make sure that the schools have kind of comparative kinds of.
Right, well, and that we don't incur costs associated with accepting a gift that has
Right.
long-term, maintenance costs or what have you. So, I'm fine with, especially at the principal, but I was a little taken aback by the size of the contribution. No problem.
Are there any other questions or comments at this time? No. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes.
Item G, the administration recommends the Board of School Directors approves the attached resolution to issue general obligation bonds series of 2019 for the purpose of providing funds for and towards payment of the cost of capital projects that include planning, designing, acquiring, constructing, equipping, and furnishing a new middle school, new athletic fields, and improvements of related facilities and grounds. This will be a roll call.
You still have to do the motion to approve,
Yes,
right?
I know. I wasn't sure if you knew that we had to do that. Are there any questions or comments at this time? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I believe we need to do the roll call.
Ms. Robinson? Aye. Ms. Di Bonaventura?
Aye.
Mr. Fetterman?
Aye. Yes.
Mr. Driscoll?
Yes.
Ms. Pollard?
Yes.
Dr. Van Lynch?
Yes.
And Dr. Gilbert?
Yes,
All in favor? Motion passes.
thank you. Okay.
Under the facilities and operations, I'm going to take items A through J in one motion. All these items were reviewed at the Facilities and Purchasing Committee as noted in Mr. Driscoll's report. The administration recommends the school board directors approve the following action items. Approve the lease agreement with My Turn to Drive for driver education classroom program at Harrington and Lower Merion High Schools in the amount of $2,400. Approve the Chester Valley Engineers individual work order for not to exceed amount of $25,000, and a second amendment to the individual work order for a not to exceed amount of $5,000. Approve registration agreement with Turnitin in the amount of $13,093.99. Approve huddle quote for Lower Merion High School in the amount of $9,400 as subject to solicitor's review. Approve the quote from Kronos for renewal of the software support services in the amount of $58,274.67. Approve the renewal quote from Netrix in the amount of $13,673. Approve the Power School Perform quote and addendum in the amount of $12,250. Approve the quote from Springhouse Education Consulting Services for Windows 10 training in the amount of $7,800. And approve the quote from Tools Forever in the amount of $8,096. And approve the change orders for asphalt improvement at Glavin Elementary School and demolition 1860 West Montgomery Avenue.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments?
I have a question. Vic, on the item D, the huddle quote, is that for the sports platform? Does the other high school, Harrington, has it as well?
Yes, Harrington's was approved last month. This is Lower Merion. It's the
Okay,
same.
excellent. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? The motion passes. At this time, I'd like to open it up for audience recognition on any issue. So, Ms. Jenkins, are you coming up? Our die-hard regular attender of meetings.
Ruth Jenkin in Wynwood. Happy summer, as everybody. I just have one question about the physician on the list, and what is the role of the physician, since it's not a very great amount that's being given to him. What is the role of the physician in this school system? That's my question.
Ms. Frazier?
Yes, so we use the physician for several things. There are some pre-employment things that we need to do for the Department of Transportation. So the physician does that. The physician consults with Human Resources and Student Services on any health-related matters for students or employees, and also supports with verification for medical access billing. You're welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Roos?
Board met in executive session prior to this meeting tonight to discuss labor relations.
Thank you. And we have our upcoming meetings. We have the August 15th Facilities and Purchasing Committee meeting at 8:30 a.m. and the August 19th regular business board meeting at 8 p.m. And with that, we are adjourned. Happy summer.